Just dance with me all through the night. Turn it out, close to you. I feel good, 'cause I just know feeling of you. Give it to me.
Okay, that's pretty peak. Hold on. Oh, that's pretty peak. Comet.
Just want you step with me, dance with me, give me feel
Feel
alright. I feel good on you, alright. To make a groove all night.
But the easiest thing is this, but it's probably not. Mock. Oh. Dummy. Arsh, how's it going, man?
Close your eyes, come to me,
Budget. Fuck.
feel alright.
I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Feel me all through the night.
Chris, how's it going, man?
Close to you.
Hurts. Yes.
Feel good, 'cause
Dummy mock foe.
you give it to me, baby.
Toy.
Feel alright.
I need you to stop for like 20 or 25 minutes.
I feel good.
Oh, screen not showing us. Fuck, so.
You step with me,
Sorry.
dance with me, give me
I will do my best, Chris. Alright, I will do my fire powers in Crimson Desert. Alright, you got it. No worries, man. I'll do my best.
to make a groove all night.
This one's annoying because like I know 3 of them off the bat, but I don't know the 4. It's budget. It's on the fritz. No. Truffle fries.
Feel alright. I feel good. Just want you step with me, dance
Dance
with
with
me.
Feel
Feel
alright.
alright. I feel
Good.
good on you. Alright. Make a groove all night.
Dummy. What is array? I don't know. What's mess Tinker Toy?
Come to me.
Snack reds plus a letter.
Close your eyes.
Red slays ruffles. Who's this one? Look. That's not a word. Woohoo. Attractive, pretty. Person. Lady. Pretty lady, woman. Woman, pretty. Model. Model, pretty. Cute. Beautiful. Girlfriend. Hey. Big brain. Do, 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 do. If I go here, he goes here. If I go here. Yeah, right, okay. Nice. 30-day streak, let's go. Oh. Here, here, here. Mate. Ah, cute. Dude, I'm genuinely washed. It's crazy. This is why I never get good at chess. Because I play good for a couple of days, and then I'm just like, ugh, I'm over it. And then I get bored. And then I just... My brain just turns off while I'm playing. Like, I'm not even thinking. And I, like, know I'm not thinking. I just can't do anything to fix it. Like, this is it. Oh. Why am I starting on 14? What the fuck is this? Can't go here. Oh, here.
Les flocons de neige qui brillent dans le ciel nocturne me réconfortent. Je t'attends seul dans le noir. Je t'attends depuis trop longtemps. Je peux t'entendre dans mon cœur. Un murmure de ma propre confession.
Here. Here. No, that doesn't. Does it? Fuck, no, it doesn't. Écoutez mon cœur. I go here, he takes the... Other rook, other rook! Alright, Hirsch, that was unnecessary. Completely. Fuck you. $6.53. Oh my god. Gojo Satoru.
Écoute mon cœur, je t'attendrai même si j'ai mal au cœur pour que tu puisses entendre ma petite voix. Je t'attendrai.
Idiot.
Je t'attendrai.
Here. Oh, wait. Here. Ha. I'm gonna make you watch how far I can go. Fuck, it was with the knight first. It's the same thing. Why are you like this? What, Harsh? You just figure out I can do more puzzles than you? That's okay, buddy. It was the queen. Of course it was the queen. Not my queen. What? Then he has to take with this, and then I take this. I guess he can just move it, but then I take this back. Either way, it's fine. Range. I doubled the score, okay? I doubled the score. I'll take it. Get fucking rolled, darkness. Thank you. I appreciate that. My hair actually looks kind of like a mess today. This is not kind of everywhere. Look at this. Ah, well, it is what it is, you know. By the way, I don't. Okay, would you guys be happy if we just do like, I don't know, some? I'm so not in the mood to read today. Kami, how's it going? Oh, fuck. No, I was kidding. We're gonna read today for sure, okay? I wouldn't do that to you. Fuck, Boise's here. I fucked up. It was a joke. No. I will read, okay? I swear. I will. Let me cook, okay? Oh, cringe. He's gonna fucking go up one, fine. But then I still have 3 defenders, so I'm still okay. Fuck. In the meantime, fuck you. Yeah, get fucked, loser. Oh, wow, you took my pawn. You're a genius. Fuck you. This would be a nasty move, by the way. $79, 75 to 79 need to be done together. I guess he can come here. That's shit. Oh, I was gonna take that shit. Oh. Oh.
If I would shed my tears,
Okay, bro, where you going? You're gonna come through here? Well, you can't, idiot.
Riverside or insanity. Unleash the giants, losing the horse, build up the seas, set the serpents alight. Defy the
I had a fake threat that I'd be attacking this, but of course he remembered that this is defended, so... Can't do much, unfortunately.
let it be the cold rain, be it battle I
Cannot survive.
or another
Curse spirit.
come from the tide. Every morning, every night, my
I love this because now his bishop is stuck there.
face upon the bridge across the stranger light. Those elbows never break
Because now his bishop has to do this to go anywhere. And even then his sight is fucking garbage. He is actually running me out of time though, which is nuts. Oh my god, this is so cringe. I'm gonna do this.
my soul. Every inch I march towards the fatal side. Against the winds, against the lights, I stroke on clarified. 'Cause when you stop to dream, your whole heart gives into life.
Here. I still lose out. Not a good trade. It's a draw, which sucks. Cringe shit. But I was running low on time anyway, so good. I should have won that because I was up a pawn, but I just... Don't say draw merchant. I was actually losing that at this a little bit closer to the beginning. And then I kind of... Oh. Okay, so right about here. Wow! Even back here, like... Fucking 17 moves before, it's dead even. Whoa! We go all the way back here? Halfway through the game, dead even. Like 0.2, but no one knows what the fuck that means. I guess the fact, even if I had 2 pawns, the fact that they're doubled up just meant I was cooked. Doubled pawns, this shit's fucking useless. Do we want to play anything else today? Come on, Chris, is your 20 minutes over? I say that like I want to read. I don't want to read today at all. I'm not in the mood to read in the slightest. You can start if you want. Are you done? I wasn't pressuring you, motherfucker. I was asking a simple question. Just answer my shit. So they're coming here. So go here. Almost done? Okay, no problem. Ten more minutes? Okay. Okay, funniest prank of all time. Chris, close your ears, okay? You're not allowed to hear this. Funniest prank of all time. Chris comes back, I say, alright guys, that was a great stream, and then we end stream there. He'd never know what hit him. And then I delete the VOD, and we just make him think like he was going schizophrenic, and I never went live anyway. Huge. Stonks, I say. That'd be hilarious. Dude, where the f does this... I've gone everywhere my fucking bishops can go. Where do you want? This? Okay, bro. Oh, light squared bishop active. Let's go, baby. Can I have another lesson today? Oh, let's go, we can. I can't. Oh, you bitches, you brought me all the way here. Cringe. Dude, I'm so tired. What the fuck? I genuinely don't want to do anything. It wasn't even a bad day. I don't even know. I'm just tired. Do 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 do. Oh, motherfucker! I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. I don't want to talk about it. Bro, I gotta delete this VOD. No one can see that. Made it an 8? Oh my god. Cringe. I saw this. I didn't see. Okay, guys. Yeah, we need to go to bed. We can't let this happen. Dude, that's so embarrassing. Checkmated an 8? The fuck? Dude, that was genuinely distressing. Hold on. He's getting so close to trapping me, it's genuinely scary. Fuck, no! This and this traps me. Hold on. I gotta find it. I gotta find a way out. Hold on. Here, but then this takes and I'm cooked. How about it? Oh, yeah, okay. Dude, I'm genuinely getting fucking mollywopped by these fucking bots. What the fuck? Bro, you can have... I don't understand. You take it now! Dude, he does have hands. What do you mean apparently? Look at it! It's beating my ass. Bro, I do this, he takes this fucking pawn. This is so cringe. What do you mean? Nothing is even that wrong in this position, and it genuinely feels like every fucking move I'm getting ripped apart. This fucking bot, genuinely kill yourself in a video game. Fuck. And now this fucking pawn. Kill. I can't. I'm not strong enough. I'm okay. I'm genuinely, bro. We're ending stream. I can't. I genuinely. What? I have. It's and now it's just gonna walk its fucking pawn down, force me to give up everything, and then just deliver like one of 82 different mates available to him. I'm getting beaten by a fucking K-pop bot or something. I don't know what this is. It's fucking, bro, I have to, and I genuinely have to end stream. I can't. I have to delete this VOD. No one can know. I'm gonna just call you guys crazy. This never happened. God. Oh my god, guys, I fucking, oh my god, I lost internet. Hold on, my fucking electric went out. Holy shit. Oh my god, what are the odds? Oh my god. What the dude, I'm so cool. Bro, it's so over. I've lost. I lost everything. Okay, I lost everything. I'm down 12 in 34 moves. I'm losing like a third of a fucking point a move. I can't. Okay, I know I said I'd stream today. Would you guys be okay if we just take the day off? Okay, I'm sorry. The K-pop got me. I can't. It's so fucking. What the fuck? I'm genuinely just distraught. It's not rated like, okay, it's rated high. Sure, like 1900 almost. But not this high. I'm getting fucking destroyed. Kami, listen, there's like basically no one here, okay? Let's just, I'm sorry, okay? We'll stream tomorrow. I'm sorry, okay? Listen, I was gonna take tomorrow off so that I could make videos, but I'll take today off and then we'll stream tomorrow, okay? Genuinely, like, just, what the fuck? I just got tea? Yeah, call it your nightcap, okay? So yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh my god, that genuinely dude, that genuinely destroyed me. I'm genuinely distraught. I wasn't feeling great before, but like I'm genuinely distraught. Okay, we'll do okay. Okay, give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. I'll get in the mood. Okay. I'll read a couple chapters. Okay, I'll read like maybe 2 or 3 chapters. I don't know. Give me like 5 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, if you have to like if you have to do something, I don't know, just I'll be back in 5.
te plaît, sors-moi de cette obscurité écrasante. Montre-moi la lumière, garde-moi dans ton cœur. Je me languis de toi et je mens de rancœur. Ce soir. Montre-moi la lumière, garde-moi, s'il te plaît, sors-moi de cette obscurité écrasante. Montre-moi la lumière, garde-moi dans ton cœur. Je me languis de toi et je mens de rancœur ce soir.
Okay. All I'll promise is that we'll read 2 chapters, okay? We'll read 2 chapters. If after that I feel like in the mood, we can do a couple more, but I'll promise you 2. Okay, that's the law. You guys came here. I'm not gonna leave you high and dry. That's shitty. It won't be. Harsh. Let it be lost to the annals of history. Oh, Lumin's girlfriend. Ah, that's where we ended. The girl that he got, like, oh, you can, hang out with my cousin or whatever, Count Poofer. Lumi had settled into an armchair with a polite smile and aimed at Count Poofer, responded, "That would be my honor." With a graceful gesture, he extended an invitation to Miss Alros. Count Poofer, dressed in a crimson shirt, waved his hand after she finishes playing this piece. Lumin shifted his gaze to the piano, getting a clear view of Miss Alroy. Her chestnut eyebrows framed her expressive eyes, which sparkled with a youthful vibrance, the delicate curves of her cheeks, the gentle facial contours suggesting her age to be under 20. Lumian surmised that Alros likely inherited her Sauron lineage from her maternal side, as there was no apparent trace of Sauron lineage. He turned away briefly, his fingers wrapping around the glass of red, white, and blue liqueur resting on the coffee table. Engaging in a lively conversation with Poofer, Honori, and the others, Lumian discussed the latest trends and scandals. He'd been diligently reading newspapers like Novel Weekly, Journal de Debat, Youth of Trier, and Ghostface to keep himself well informed. The black-haired lady who had been kneeling beside Count Puffer had already moved away to observe the newspaper editors engaged in a game of billiards. Lumion was aware that she couldn't be Puffer's wife. Aurora had once enlightened him about the peculiar customs of Trier. In intimate gatherings and small-scale balls, male and female hosts refrained from appearing together, considered improper and may invite gossip. Therefore, when one of them hosted a salon, their spouse would attend someone else's event. The fuck kind of backward shit is that? It's considered improper for me to be seen with my own wife. Who is it? Who is it more proper for me to be seen with at this point? You Trierans have devised such absurd and comical unwritten rules to facilitate discreet affairs, and everyone willingly adheres to them. As the musical piece concluded, Elros gracefully left the piano and made her way to the sofa. Her cousin introduced her to Lumion, pulling over a bar stool for her. As time flowed on, others gradually converged in their direction. Laurent followed a casually dressed, middle-aged man who sported an impressive beard. Count Puffer took it upon himself to make introductions. This is Cornell, the editor-in-chief of Le Petit Trierin. The small Trierin. Lumion had perused the newspaper before, vividly recalling the advertisement for Interstellar Bridge to Crimson Moon featured in its newspapers. It means you don't have game to get other women? Oh my god, bro. This is C.L. Dubois, the general manager of Coastal Import and Export Corp. Puffer introduced. You're quite the young lad, Cornell said. This is the result of my unwavering diligence and hard work, Lumion smiled. Just as poet Irita was on the verge of commenting on the diligence of most individuals present without becoming the general manager of such a large company, Lumion added a touch of self-depreciation to his tone. It's precisely because I excelled in both that my father appointed me to the general manager. The room erupted in laughter as everyone understood Lumion. Their perception of CL underwent a positive transformation. In their circles, there was no shortage of individuals who had landed important positions at a young age due to familial connections. These people typically either avoided mentioning their parents and elders, striving to demonstrate their own abilities, or struggled with confidence and maturity. There were few who exuded the kind of openness and honesty and humor that Lumion effortlessly radiated. Lumion, with a touch of mischievous humor, barred from his sister, turned his gaze to Laurent and inquired, "Who may this be?" While they had an unspoken agreement not to reveal each other's identities, Laurent lacked a thorough understanding of C.L. Dubois, the mob leader. Cornell introduced. This is Laurent. He's remarkably talented, well-informed, and unfailingly polite. I've been observing him for nearly 3 months, and I'm considering offering him a position as my assistant and deputy editor-in-chief. Laurent, how do you feel about this unexpected proposal? Laurent found himself taken aback, but soon was overwhelmed by joy. All the pain and anxiety he had endured, from his mother's tears to his neighbor's disdain, had led to this moment. He always believed that with his talent, he shouldn't be stuck at the bottom. He had been actively seeking an opportunity, even if it meant squeezing his mother dry, to maintain a facade of dignity. Laurent refrained from displaying excessive excitement and responded, "It would be an honor." Not bad, Lumion thought. Speculation can be quite a risky endeavor, but the rewards are substantial. However, there is the importance of changing one's mindset and genuinely starting from their current position. Speculating to improve social status may lead to one losing everything. He was unlike Charlie and the others. Lumion held a disdain for those who exploited their mothers in a speculative process. As long as Laurent's mother could accept it and didn't resort to violence against her son, Lumion didn't pass harsh judgment. With Cornell and the others now seated, Lumion asked, "Where did you encounter him?" "At the Vichy Café. He often visits to engage in discussions about various Trier-related matters and to share his opinions." Vichy Café, the place where 5 World d'Or could buy you half a bottle of mineral water and 2 boiled eggs? Laurent's mother doesn't even earn 3 World d'Or after a long day of work, yet the investment has clearly paid off. Even a rookie deputy editor-in-chief earns at nearly 5,000 World d'Or a year, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Still, success in such endeavors was a rare occasion, 1 in 100 at best. Cornell, I happened to come across an advertisement for an interstellar bridge in Le Petit Trier last month, or perhaps even earlier. Any comments about it? I believe it's a bunch of delusional folk, but since they paid, there's no reason why I shouldn't run it. Maybe it can fool some fanatical enthusiast or something. How are they now? Lumion asked. I'm even thinking of investing, just to see if they're swindlers or what they actually do. Irita picked up his pipe and said, you might as well sponsor me instead of investing them. At least then you can berate me for writing like a piece of shit, and I won't have any comeback. Lumion, playing along, acting as if money was no concern, said, no problem, how's 5,000 rolled over? His intention was only to give Irita 3,000, later, using the excuse of not having enough cash on hand. Praise the sun and let CL's malice strike harder, Irita said. Let's head back to the old city together after the saloon. Lumion subtly hinted at his intention to sponsor Irita later. Following this diversion, Cornell seemed to warm up to Lumion. I'm not sure how those people are faring. They only paid for 1 month ad. Shall we play King's Pie? Count Puffer said. The others readily agreed, and Puffer promptly instructed his valet to bring out a sizable King's Pie. Who shall be in charge of the cutting? Puffer said. Elros, you do the honors. You are the youngest and most beautiful lady here. Elros gracefully rose up and took the table knife and started dividing the pie. Rather obedient of your cousin. Living off the Sauron family, off Count Puffer. In no time, the colossal king's pie was divided into 29 portions. As was customary, Puffer offered the extra slice to his ancestor, Vermonda Sauron. After completing this part, the living room seemed to descend into an eerie silence. Puffer said, Laurent, this is your first meeting at my salon with CL. You shall be the first to choose. Of course, the host should be the first to choose, don't you all think? Lumion laughed. Instigated by him, the others readily agreed that the male host should have the honor. Whoever bites in the gold coin shall be king. Puffer didn't insist and took up a slice of king's pie. Seeing that the Sauron family member had made his choice, Lumion felt more at ease and leaned forward. This was a double insurance. First, he would let Puffer make his decision. Then, while there were plenty of slices left, he would exploit Tremibours's aversion to the matter to choose a coin without the to choose a slice without the coin. Just as Lumion settled back into his chair, his head spun. It was as if he hit the narrow glass window once again, and the image of the dark-haired red man who had gouged out his own eyes intruded upon his thoughts. King. No. Emperor. Compared to his previous nightmare, Lumion can now see him more clearly. The man behind the narrow glass window bore a striking resemblance to Puffer. It was identical to Lumion from the Cordoue village and not the current CL Dubois. When the red-haired man with Lumion's face gouged out the bloody eyeball, Lumion's eyes ached and his vision darkened. Simultaneously, laughter echoed in his ears, infecting him to the point where he wanted to release his frustration and satisfy his bloodlust. His palm started heating up and madness surged into his mind. Out of nowhere, frustration, violence, and bloodthirst surged upon him. Lumion's vision returned to normal, and he saw Anori sitting across from him. They grinned as they observed the other participants selecting their slices of king's pie. Lumion counted the king's pie slices that had vanished and glanced at Laurent, who was engrossed in his choice. He realized that only a few seconds had elapsed, but it just felt like an eternity. Drawing upon his alms monk abilities, he resisted the emotional turmoil stirred by the Blood Emperor's presence, faintly perceived a peculiar, insane, bloody and ruthless mental impression lingering in the void above him. The desire to infiltrate Lumion's body, sending shivers down his spine, remained repressed by Alista Tudor's hidden aura. It dared not descend. None of the participants detected the existence of such a manic spirit, glaring fiercely upon them. Come and dance with the Blood Emperor. Let's see who's crazier, you or Alista Tudor, Lumion scoffed. Dude, Lumen's out of his fucking mind. Of course, he understood that his Blood Emperor aura was a mere facade. If the spirits were to forcibly enter his body, he wouldn't have the power to resist it. However, judging by appearances, the frenzied and cruel spirit lacked any rationality, operating solely on instinct. Lumen took a moment to collect himself, and after observing Elros and the others choose their slices and sensing the frenzied spirit's erratic movement, he contemplated the dilemma. This appears to be the core of the game. Buffer employs his bloodline in a simplified ritual to summon the spirit of his ancestor, allowing it to inhabit the person who consumes the symbol and becomes the king. No wonder Charmy Boris insisted I switch slices. If I were to lose control, he wouldn't fare much better. Son of a sow, why didn't he warn me today? Did you choose to remain silent because you knew I had at least a tutor's aura? Could it be that the Sauron family has a special method of preserving the spirit of a high-level individual across generations? Or is Vermonda Sauron still alive? This spirit continues to hover above my head without descending. Will it retreat eventually? Lumen remained on high alert, keeping a constant watch. If it teleported away or showed any signs of forcefully invading the Emperor's aura, or causing other unfavorable developments, Lumen would opt to teleport away. Anori, Mullen, and Irida and others selected their slices, leaving only one reserved for Vermonda on the plate. Buffer surveyed the surroundings and said, "Everyone, dig in." With that, he elegantly sampled a portion of the king's pie in his hand, taking a few bites. There was no gold coin. Buffer stared at the others in disbelief, his assurance of control crumbling. I don't think Vermonda's alive. The way this is all feeling, it doesn't make any sense. I doubt if he's like a demigod, he's just like he's participating in this shenanigan. He'd be like, the fuck is your problem? No, this can't be. I'm the one who closely resembles my ancestor. His eyes fixed on Elros, the other sole guest possessing the Sauron family bloodline. Although Elros was perplexed by his cousin's frantic and intense gaze, she still took a few bites of the slice. Yet still, the coin was nowhere to be found. Maybe it's some kind of ritual. We know hunters got team rituals. That could be it. But the fact that you're telling me tells me it's also not that. Count Puffer's confusion deepened, his gaze darting around. Could there be an illegitimate son of the family here? No, even if there were, I bear the closest resemblance to the ancestor. Could a high-ranking member of the Hunter Pathway be present? Impossible! What if I anticipated your anticipation? You're not Jojo, okay? I'm Jojo. You're Dio at best, okay? Or perhaps someone here has been tainted in the underworld. Lumen noticed Puffer's distressed head scratching and most of the game participants sampling their slices. He eventually took a bite. As anticipated, his teeth encountered a solid object. He spat out an item onto his palm. A 10 Veraldor coin. I haven't watched a single thing of JoJo's. Oh, Kami, we gotta make you watch JoJo's, bro. I don't think Burnt has seen it either, so I feel like we intend to watch it eventually. I might be making that up, but I feel like Burnt hasn't seen it. Dude, every anime fan needs to watch JoJo's, okay? I don't care. I don't like the art style. It's actually kind of weird. Shut the fuck up. You're gonna watch JoJo's, okay? You're gonna watch JoJo's, goddammit. Lumen picked up the gold coin and cast a glance at Anori, who gave you permission to speak. Oh, sorry. Anori chuckled. A new king at last. It's always Puffer that tires me out. He was getting rather dull with his pranks. Lumen picked up the gold coin and cast a cold glance at Anori. Who gave you permission to speak? Lumen struggled to maintain control over the influence of the Emperor's aura. He sensed the frenzied spirit above him spiraling. From this moment forward, I am your king, or would you prefer to address me as Emperor? For some inexplicable reason, all participants experienced a stirring in their heart. Of course, it was merely a pulsing sensation induced by a combined impact of his words and aura. Indeed, your majesty, they all bowed. Lumen's lips curled into a satisfied smile as he signified for everyone to retake their seats. He then turned his gaze to Count Puffer. I command you to present 30,000 Vraldor worth of gold? Ain't no fucking way. Highway robbery. Puffer was taken about... That's like 100... No, it's like 8,000 pounds. What are you talking about? Isn't it like 4 to 1 is the ratio? I feel like it was 4 to 1, right? Scoundrel, empty the pockets of thy pantaloon compartments, I dare say. You scoundrel. You shall rue the day today, devil. Puffer was taken aback. This was the first time he had been subjected to the king's commands. He had an urge to respond in jest, but remember the gravity of the consequences if he disobeyed the king's orders. Puffer clenched his teeth and said, "Indeed, your majesty." Exiting the living room, he ascended to a floor of the castle and retrieved 5 hefty gold bars. For him, 30,000 Vraldor wasn't a significant loss. It's 24 to 1? You're lying, Kami. It was like, stop. No, you're lying. You're telling me that's 1,000 Vraldor? Or sorry, that's 1,000 pounds? Stop. Vraldor to pounds conversion. 24? Bro, what? That's 1,000 pounds? Fucking... Bro, this guy lives in a castle. That's dick. That's nothing. Seeing Puffer offering him the gold bars worth 30,000, Lumen couldn't help but feel a pang of regret. Had he known that his orders would be followed to the letter, he might have asked for more. The dilemma now lies with how to discreetly make off with the gold later. Normally, even if I accepted the money, I would have to privately return it. Failing to do so could offend him. Moreover, I need to figure out how to explain to Martin that I became the king while remaining unaffected. He then turned to Honori. Your mission is to bestow a kiss upon someone here. Your target is... He then pointed to poet Irida. Our poet. I really don't want to kiss that guy with bad breath. I could accept it if it were Mullen. Despite his reservations, he complied, giving Irida a gentle kiss on the lips. I sense your discomfort, Honori. Pull yourself together. Don't act like a country bumpkin, Irida said. Though it refrained from attempting to invade anyone's body, the influence of madness made everyone slightly restless. However, upon hearing Irida's teasing, Honori's countenance turned icy. However, he restrained himself. Lumin suspected that if the game unfolded, the participants would grow increasingly agitated and irritable. At that moment, a piercing, terrified scream echoed from somewhere within the castle. Did chump change to him? Literally, yeah. Okay, we'll do... Okay, I'm not going to promise much more, but we'll do 2 more, okay? I feel pretty good. I feel okay. We'll do 2 more. Music change this chapter? Sounds good. A chilling scream filled with terror reverberated through the living room, causing the hearts of every guest to tremble. Mullen was very sensitive to this. What happened? Puffer raised his brow, puzzled. It seems there may have been an accident. I'll find a servant to find the details. Don't worry, it won't disrupt our gathering. What could possibly go wrong? With that, Puffer signaled his valet, positioned discreetly in the corner to investigate, and then addressed his guests. Please, continue. Lumion fought to keep his composure in the face of the madness that seemed to consume him and turned to painter Mullen. Create a piece of art using your buttocks. Artist, I command thee. I shall give you 1 month's worth of rent if you can create an exquisite artwork I can put in the front gallery. If you can create it with your buttocks. In his role as Cordu Prankster King, Lumion had an array of tasks in his arsenal to assign to each participant. Yet Lumion's main concern wasn't the playful antics, but the malevolent presence that ruled over him. This sinister entity refused to dissipate, even after failing to infiltrate Lumion. Lumion suspected a connection between the scream and this ominous mental vortex. The handsome yet pallid painter Mullen stood in bewildered silence, grappling with this request. Honori and the others, having accepted their own mission, not only cheered with enthusiasm, but also summoned some servants to bring paint and drawing paper, and assisted Mullen by loosening his belt. With no escape, Mullen reluctantly covered his posterior with paint and made a few awkward imprints on the drawing paper. The result resembling a child's crude doodle. Why don't we frame it and send it to the art critics? Let's see their reactions to such a unique creation, Honori said. The painting's signature is the word, The Emperor. For the title, right, Mullen? Any suggestions? Mullen, avoiding the crowd and cleaning himself up, said, let's call it Cafe. What does it signify? Cornell asked. Bro is twerking to create art. He was on that Cardi B time. It doesn't signify a fucking thing. It's meaningless, Mullen said. Puffer's valet returned and whispered something to the host's ear. Influenced by the aura of the Emperor's madness, Lumion struggled to make out the words. Lost, harm, danger. Puffer's expression darkened, a hint of seriousness creeping in. He nodded subtly, signaling for his valet to return. Observing Puffer's reaction, Lumion racked his brains. I can't wait for everyone to complete their missions, can I? No, there's a crucial step. At the end of the previous game, Puffer had consumed the king's pie slice meant for Vermonda. With this in mind, Lumion fixed his gaze on the untouched offering that remained on the plate, leaned forward and extended his right hand to claim it. Puffer had no doubts about this. From his perspective, it would seem suspicious if Lumion didn't retrieve the offering. Almost simultaneously, the frenzied entity reacted vehemently, emitting waves of negative emotion to Lumion, cursing at the audacious human who dared to partake in his offering. Lumion sensed the danger, yet remained unfazed. Had the spirit not responded so vehemently, Lumion would have remained clueless about how to banish it. This wasn't a guaranteed success, and it may entail danger, but it was preferable to the other alternative. When the moment was right, Lumion could still teleport away if needed. Naturally, he couldn't predict whether there would be unforeseen changes or new threats after consuming the offering. But in this situation, there was nothing better. For the participant in the King's Pie game, Lumion's intervention was their only hope. Lumion raised the sacrificial King's Pie to his lips and took a big bite. The spirit grew even angrier. It no longer hovered above the others, but remained directly above Lumion, poised to descend upon him. Suddenly, another scream resounded. It came from somewhere in this castle, originating from a different person than before. Before it was a man, and now a woman. Puffer smiled. It seems the servant responsible for cleaning up the earlier mishap may have stumbled upon some rather terrifying sights. As guests, Ernest and the others lacked the authority to pry into the castle's affairs. Moreover, they had gradually become engrossed in the game, growing a tad fanatical. Lumion relished the King's Pie offering, savoring the intangible anger, and cursed with a melodious symphony in his ears. Compared to the horrifying ravings he had endured, this was akin to a beautiful performance of an orchestra. During this process, Lumion turned his attention to the assigning missions to the various individuals, noting that the participants were fully immersed in the game. Periodically, another scream would punctuate the air. Finally, Lumion finished the offering and the spirit halted. In the next instant, it vanished mysteriously. While the participants of the game still appeared fanatical, their irritability and agitation had waned. Lumion let out a quiet sigh and turned to Elros. Let's see you do the twist. If you're not sure how, ask someone. In contrast to the risque can-can dance, which was already laden with suggestive undertones, the twist seemed relatively innocent. Elros complied, raising from her seat and attempting the twist with a hint of awkwardness. Amidst the laughter, Lumion continued to assign missions to their others. Last mission, he said. Keep everything that happened today a secret. You must not divulge anything about today's game to anyone. Yes, Your Majesty, everyone said. Their compliance was partly due to the lingering presence of the Blood Emperor's aura that clung to Lumion. Lumion let out a content smile and said, That concludes today's game. Let's proceed to the dining hall, Poofer said. As they moved to the dining hall, they had to pass through the castle's main hall. Lumion, who had returned to his usual self, noticed out of the corner of his eye that a few valet and maids were diligently at work, using mops to clean up a red puddle. Following the dinner, the guests made their farewells one by one. Lumion sought out Poofer and retrieved the 5 heavy gold bars. Poofer shook his head. Since I proposed the game, I must adhere to its rules. Do you think so little of me, believing I can't do without 30,000? It's a simple gesture of courtesy, Lumion responded, smoothly returning the gold bars to his pockets. According to the arrangement, Lumion arranged for the poet Irida to join him in his carriage. Using the pretext of having limited funds, he handed Irida only 3,000 Vril d'Or. He's not going to mention the fact that he has 30,000 shoved in gold bars up his ass? Couldn't just part with one of those? Which district are you heading to? Lumion asked. Just take me to the Sacred Heart Cloister, Irida replied. I'm meeting a friend there. Sponsored poets always find a friend to share a drink with. Before long, the carriage arrived at the picturesque cloister. Even in the dark... What? He made a random person kiss Irida. He made someone draw with his ass. What? It's too impolite to shit out the gold bricks he has up his ass and give him one? After watching Irida enter the cloister, Lumion directed the carriage driver to head back to Rue de Fontaine. As the carriage rattled along, he heard Termy Boris's voice. A creature is tailing you. It has been with you since the castle. It brims with hostility and is ready to strike. Dangerous creature. Facing the carriage driver, Lumion spoke with the remaining authority of the Emperor. Wait for me in the nearby town. The driver hesitated for a moment before complying. As Lumion watched the carriage and its driver disappear, he retrieved the boxing gloves from his suitcase and donned them. The nearby forest seemed to darken, and the river that flowed through it took on an eerie, blood-red hue. A figure emerged slowly from the river. Lumion's mind seemed to freeze momentarily for some reason as he observed the figure calling ashore. The unfamiliar man's face bore an eerie stillness. It was a wax statue, a statue that had come to life. The crimson blood seeped from the waxen figure, mixing with the river's flow before smashing into the wild grass. The wax's light blue eyes shifted slightly within their white eye sockets, casting a vague reflection of Lumion. Meeting that gaze left Lumion feeling overwhelmed, unable to resist. Instinctual fear surged upon him. Lumion's survival instinct kicked in, fully erupting and overpowering all other emotions. Lumion's vision was restored. The statue with its cold, unyielding eyes was now less than a meter away, its pale white hand dripping with blood. Its fingers, like deadly knives, thrust upon him. Lumion had no time to react. He raised the right palm to shield his face, and there was still a resounding impact as the statue's razor-sharp fingers collided with the boxing gloves. Where the glove fell short, the statue's finger pierced Lumion's palm. Had he not shaken off his initial intimidation, the blow may have punctured his skull. The familiar searing pain jolted Lumion awake, clenching his left hand and conjuring a blazing crimson flame. Simultaneously, with a smile, he tightened his right palm, using his own flesh and blood to hinder the wax statue. The boxing gloves knocked the wax statue's head askew, and the iron-black thorns on their surface etched exaggerated scratches onto its unyielding face. Despite the vivid flow of bright red blood, there was no flesh-like texture to the injuries, only layers of wax that seemed to melt under an invisible fire. In response, blood-colored capillaries extended from the wax statue's eyes, exuding an intense, bloodthirsty desire. Lumen had chosen the gloves for their potency, a mystical weapon of utmost power, especially against a creature that Termi Boris had labeled dangerous. He couldn't afford to be careless. However, he never expected his enemy to be a wax statue. It rendered the boxing glove's ability to invoke specific desires ineffective. If not for the bizarre intimidation, Lumen would have discarded the boxing gloves and opted for the decency brooch. But now, with the adversary before him, he had no choice but to stick with the gloves. To his astonishment, his punch had ignited the wax statue's bloodlust, suggesting that the entity regained a degree of life. "Good to see you're still kicking," Lumen grinned. He then pulled back his right palm, gritted his teeth, and with a fiery fist realigned the statue's head. The statue, its bloodthirsty desires now heightened, showed no inclinations to increase the distance between them. It resumed its intimidation tactics, instinctively and desperately engaging in close combat. Playing perfectly to Lumien's strategy, the boxing gloves, ablaze with flames, consistently clashed with the wax statue. Each punch lacked brute force. What Lumien needed was a relentless onslaught. Lumien's fist, adorned with the gloves, trailed flames, effectively suppressing the agile and skilled wax statue to the point where it couldn't employ any of their abilities. His feet executed a fluid dance of stepping forward. Within a mere 10 to 20 seconds, the wax statue abruptly ceased its movement. The capillaries within its eyes ruptured, staining the once light blue eyes a vivid crimson. Cracks crisscrossed its head. Desire detonation. Lumen's relentless onslaught had triggered desire detonation effect of the gloves. In response, Lumen withdrew his fists and watched in silence as the wax statue's blood-red eyes revealed signs of pain. Teardrops slowly welling up in the corner of its eyes. The statue opened its mouth, attempting to speak, yet nothing came out. A muffled explosion emanated from within its body, and the exaggerated wounds across from its form. Crimson flames erupted from these regions, engulfing the statue entirely. Fire infusion. Amidst the fierce inferno, the wax statue rapidly softened, its body dripping with blood-stained viscous droplets. It collapsed. What kind of monster is this? Lumen gazed at the fallen creature for over 10 seconds, his instincts telling him that this prey didn't possess any characteristics. At this moment, he retrieved his briefcase and put away the gloves. Without hesitation, Lumen turned and exited the forest. Behind him, the crimson flames surged, consuming his dripping blood. Within the inferno, the statue had melted away, Lumen's figure gradually fading. Spirit World Traversal. To evade the attention of evil gods and dangerous entities summoned by the boxing gloves, Lumen shifted his position, teleporting to the nearby town. After dozens of seconds, the frozen path was suddenly replaced by desolate wilderness, only a few flickering flames remaining. This figure donned a light-colored veil and her abdomen noticeably swollen, an unmistakable maternal aura enveloping her. The Lady Moon of the Night Stalkers. Who the fuck are the Night Stalkers? Oh, Lady Moon. Oh, Lady Moon. Right. Oh, shit. Bye, Harsh. Lady Moon directed her gaze at the entirely melted away wax statue. The woman and the desolate wilderness disappeared after more than 10 seconds of contemplation. In a room with the main building of the Red Swan Castle, Count Puffer. She's sequence 3. Lumen was this close to getting pregnant. That was going to be the next episode. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku's about to have a child. Clad in a red shirt and black trousers, occupied a cluttered desk, his icy stare fixed upon the wax statue's head placed before him. The head bore an uncanny resemblance to a living being. As the silence lingered, Count Bouffur couldn't conceal a hint of restlessness, tugging at his collar, shifting in his chair, unbuttoning his shirt. As time ticked on, the wax statue's head emitted an ominous cracking sound. It shattered. Bouffur shot to his feet in shock. Tiny blood vessels protruded from his eyes. He was killed? Bouffur muttered. Ciel Dubois was even more mysterious and formidable than he had imagined. And if he wasn't, the hidden faction behind him certainly was. So Bouffur sent out the wax statue? As Lumion teleported to the town ahead, he exercised caution, remaining concealed in the shadows, while meticulously calculating time. Only when he felt that Hunter could potentially reach his location from the forest by running did he cautiously make his way to town. Lumion located the carriage driver and returned to 11 Rue de Fontaine. Lumion fixed his eyes on Martin. I was attacked. Huh? Martin responded. Lumion proceeded to recount the events, detailing how he had chosen the king's pie slice, and subsequently a frenzied spirit invaded him, how he had utilized flame infusion to dismantle and melt the wax statue. What Lumion chose not to reveal was that he had discerned why the frenzied consciousness hadn't occupied his body, and that he had used the boxing gloves. But Martin smoked his cigar, listening quietly, unsurprised. Had he displayed any hint of astonishment or suspicion, Lumion would have swiftly invited Mr. K to eliminate the Iron and Blood Cross Order. I love how Klein is like, motherfucker, I dare you. Twitch slightly and I will call in a fucking orbital nuke, okay? I'm gonna die, but I'm taking all you chuckle fucks with me. Try me, motherfucker. With a cigar in hand, Martin smiled. It appears that the official members of our order are more favored by Bouffur's ancestor than Bouffur himself. But we also instill fear in it. Referring to Beyonders who have succumbed to the peculiar corruption, the frenzied consciousness won't invade the other members of the Iron and Blood Cross Order, even in the absence of the Blood Emperor's aura? I wonder how true that is. Why don't you give it a try, boss? Now, I've confirmed something, Martin said. The ancestor of the Sauron family is not truly deceased. He exists in a manner beyond our current comprehension. Okay. Because I'm kind of liking where I am, I'm now just going to take it chapter by chapter, okay? If I feel like a chapter ends in a good place, I'll just end it there, okay? Because if nothing else at this point, I've read 5 chapters, which I know is not much, but hey, that's like a enough amount that I can be like, all right, you can cry about it now. I don't feel super bad anymore. I genuinely would have felt bad if I left it without reading, but I was genuinely distraught. I like went downstairs and like splashed some water on my face, and I was like, you're okay. It's okay, it's just a stupid game. Just 64 squares. It's okay. Lumion couldn't quite understand how Martin could be so certain that Vermonda wasn't dead. Still, it seemed the other party was intent on not explaining it. Does that mean my mission is over? Lumion asked. No, you must continue. Holding the cigar, Martin paced back and forth. The fact that he became the king will undoubtedly make Bouffur suspicious, but he will be more eager to find out. The subsequent statue attack was mainly attributed to this. Therefore, Chris, I'll quit right now, okay? I'll fucking leave right now. You want me to? Therefore, he will still invite you to test you over. For us, this is an opportunity to confirm the true state of Vermonda and the Sauron family ancestors. Through this, we can grasp the reason for the gradual decline of this once exceptional family. This is of great significance to us, who are mainly of the Hunter pathway. To put simply, the Sauron family is like the Red Swan Castle. They've been in despair for a long time, but they hide many things. They have guards that can deter spying. What we need to figure out is the castle's defense flaws and confirm if those secrets pose a fatal flaw to us. Then we can find an opportunity to break through, bypass the traps and take the treasure. Don't worry, I will provide protection for Poofer's future invitations covertly. The risk you take won't be significant. CO, you mentioned that our primary mission is to find the true entrance to the Fourth Epoch Trier. How did the primary mission change so easily? These two matters are connected to an extent and serve the same purpose. You don't need to know for the time being. The fuck is their motive? In other words, the Iron and Bloodcross Order's current focus is on exploring the underground, finding the entrance to Fourth Epoch Trier, investigating the Sauron family's decline, and securing something precious from them. Lumion had a clearer understanding of the Iron and Bloodcross Order's plans. Yes, CO, Lumion agreed. He had a hunch this would be an opportunity for him to digest the pyromaniac potion even further. According to Madam Magician, the Sauron family was a powerful faction once with a hunter angel. Martin didn't inquire about how much gold Poofer had offered to the king, hinting that Lumion could leave and await the Count's future invitation. Passing through the hall, Lumion spotted Faustino, the butler. Lumion could only determine that it was a man... leading a black-cloaked figure in. The man was of average height, barely 1.75 meters tall, his attire loose, and he was tightly wrapped. Lumion could only determine that he was a man based on his walking posture. Faustino nodded at Lumion as a greeting before leading the mysterious man through the hall into Martin's study. Who could it be? So late? In the Market District, Anarchy Street, in the motel. Upon reaching the second floor, Lumion suddenly gave way to his pace. He leisurely returned to his room, ignited the carbide lamp, and sat down. After about 20 or 30 footsteps echoed from room 201. The footsteps hesitated before showing determination and knocking. "Come in," Lumion said. As expected, it was Laurent. Laurent closed the door and looked at Lumion. "Mr. Dubois, I wish to borrow 500 Vril d'Or from you." Lumion was taken aback. "Why?" "I'm about to become one of the deputy editors-in-chief. Although I'll be the most junior-ranking editor, I can't continue living here. I have to invite my colleagues to gatherings at home regularly to build relationships with them. Therefore, I wish to borrow 500 to rent a good apartment in Quartier de l'Observatoire or Quartier de la Cathédrale Commémorative." Could you end at 374? Like, I have to read 374, or like read 373 and then 4 and on are bunches? "Once I receive my salary, I'll repay the debt in installments. How much do you think the interest should be?" "I don't need interest. You'll come into contact with some interesting news occasionally. I hope you can organize them regularly and give me a copy. Just pay it back within this year." "No problem," Laurent said. After watching the speculator write the IOU and leave, Lumion took out 5 heavy gold bars from his ass and tossed them into his hand. With this unexpected windfall, he had amassed 75,000 Vril d'Or worth of gold, and at the same time he had 2,000 that hadn't been exchanged for gold, and the remaining 4,000 to fund his activities. "It won't be long before I can complete the Armored Shadows contract and summon it again." Lumion fiddled with the gold bars for a while. 75 onwards is mini arcs, so you can stop beforehand, but you'll have more to read then. Change back to Vanitas when Lumion goes to sleep. Okay. Okay, so read 74. Okay. In a daze, Lumion once again caught sight of the castle, its beige outer walls stained with blood. In a daze, he walked in and arrived at the large living room where he had played King's Pie. Elros, Mullen, Cornell, and the others who attended the banquet were on the sofa, as if waiting for Lumion. Laurent and the others were absent. Laurent and the other guest's temporary female companion were absent. This made the scene seem like another salon or a past one. As Lumion approached, Poofer and the others stood up. "Good afternoon, Your Royal Majesty," they greeted. "Oh?" "Your Imperial Majesty," Poofer and the others said. Lumion nodded slightly and settled into an armchair. They chatted nonchalantly, their topics diverging and vague. Suddenly, Honori raised his right hand and scratched his face. With a tearing sound, he ripped off a large piece of skin, revealing squirming flesh and blackened tubes. Simultaneously, Mullen and the others either stabbed themselves in the heart or tore at each other's neck. In an instant, the living room turned bloody. Lumine's thoughts raced. In another hall of the castle, surrounded by countless lit candles, was a coffin. The coffin, made of bronze and its surface rusted. Lumine's heart swelled, as if he had lost his kin and support. He raised his right hand, attempting to caress the coffin. At that moment, the coffin creaked open. Suddenly, a palm, dark red, with near black blood vessels extended out, holding an extremely withered heart. The heart was still gently and indiscernibly contracting and expanding. Upon seeing the heart, Lumine's thoughts raced chaotically. He felt his right palm slightly warm, and suddenly woke up. He wasn't surprised or flustered. As he calmed his racing heart, he recalled the details of the nightmare. In the first scene, most of the King's Pie game participants eventually went crazy, either mutilating themselves or others, but there were a few exceptions. Even when the scene changed, they were normal. Lumion, Count Puffer, and Miss Elros. She was not as reserved and obedient as she appeared. She has her own secrets. As for what the coffin is, what the withered heart or dead body are, Lumion couldn't decipher it at all. Just like the last time, Lumion had seen several nightmares that time, but the clarity and completeness of his dreams gradually decreased. Just before dawn, the nightmare was gone. After waking up, Lumion wrote a letter to Madame Magician while his memory was still fresh. So it seems to me that that's probably Vermonda's corpse, and like there remains some essence of life or something that's like infecting others or something, impacting others. I don't know. Alras is suspicious. Who isn't? Chris, are you not suspicious? Am I? Is Kami? We're all suspicious. After 15 minutes, Madame Magician replied. Lumion's temples throbbed at the response. She had conveyed a lot, but the details remained elusive. He understood each word individually, but their combined meanings eluded him. This situation presents both danger and opportunity. Investigating the truth behind the Sauron family's downfall is a mission I eagerly anticipate. Mr. Fool assigned this long-term mission to our tarot club, much like the Two of Cups interacting with the Demoness sect. There's no need to rush. Take your time, even if it takes years. When did Mr. Fool say anything about the Sauron family? We didn't talk about them at all. She's making shit up. She's a fucking liar. She's a heretic. Burn her at the stake. Kick her out of the fucking tarot club. He had expected Franca's major arcana, Madame Judgment, to agree to contact with the Demoness sect. But what kind of terrifying mission was to ascertain the primordial Demoness's condition? That was a true deity. Based on Lumion's recent knowledge from various sources, not only was the direct observation of deities impossible, but even attempting to understand them was perilous. As for the evil gods, like the one known as inevitability, mere awareness of their existence equated to corruption. A long-term mission? One that can only be completed once Frank is a demigod? Lumion thoughtfully read the last sentence. Focus on this matter. If you need help or find yourself in a bind, contact me. As for the Aurora Order, refrain from participating in other missions. Concentrate on the Iron and Blood Cross Order. I believe Mr. K will understand. Magician had given me the task of infiltrating the Aurora Order and gaining Mr. K's trust, but it is apparent from her tone that priorities have shifted. She's now giving precedence to the Iron and Blood Cross Order. Flames erupted as Lumion burned the letter in his hand, slinging over a satchel over his shoulder and placing the boxing gloves inside, making his way to Rue de Bleu Blanche. He located a random cafe and had breakfast there. It wasn't until 9 that he knocked on Franca's apartment. Franca didn't express any annoyance at being awakened this time. She didn't appear to be sleepy. Upon seeing Lumion, she tugged at her hair and said, "Guess what? I've accepted a suicide mission." Confirming the primordial demoness's condition, Lumion chuckled. "You want to hear it or not? Do you want to hear the truth or the lie? The truth is, I just reported the recent situation to my major arcana holder, and she mentioned your choice." "Where's Jenna?" Lumion asked. "Ever since she received her father's compensation, she's been keen on instigation. Yesterday, she poached a supporting actress whose contract had expired and convinced her to switch to a theater in Quartier de la Cathédrale Commémorative. While it did boost her income, I could have made the offer if I had been informed. Theater à la Ancienne Cage of Pigeons has been quite profitable recently. Franca didn't hold a grudge against Jenna because Jenna had sought her opinion beforehand and gained approval." After recounting the matter briefly, Franca sighed. "Madame Judgment only wants me to interact with the demoness sect under the condition that I control my desires and mental state. I can use their resources to enhance myself, monitor their activities, and understand their plans. After confirming the demoness's condition can be considered once I truly obtain godhood and become a saint. I can deduce certain situations through the demoness sect's activities, plans, and recent reactions." "Aren't you troubled by the mission?" Lumion asked. "I am, but what's troubling is that I'll remain a demoness at sequence 4. I won't be able to become a man." "You can wait till sequence 3, Lumion said. "True, but that would be even more challenging," Franca said. Lumion briefly recounted his experience at the castle last night, and Martin's words, omitting specific details. "Our current mission combined involves the secrets and movements of relevant factions within the Hunter and Demoness pathway," Franca listened. "The Tarot Club appears to attach great importance to such matters." "That's the only way we'll have a chance," Lumion chuckled. "How much gold did you get Buffer to give you?" 30,000, Lumion said. "How much do you have now?" Franca's eyes lit up. 75, and I can add another 6 any time." "Then I'll lend you the 25, interest-free. Let's summon the Shadow tonight and try to figure things out before the gathering next week." He recalled that Franca had spent all her savings to advance to the Demoness of Pleasure. "I received 20,000 for assisting you in dealing with Guillaume Benet. Martin has been quite generous recently, entrusting me with managing most of the earnings of the theater and the dancers. Madame Judgment even provided me with 10,000 to support me." "Your earnings are quite impressive," Lumion recalled. While the profits of the theater did not match the dance hall, they were undoubtedly substantial. If Franca could claim a significant portion, she could easily make 20,000 a month. "Alright, let's perform the summoning ritual at 11 tonight. Same place as the other time. I'll arrange for someone to exchange the gold right away," Franca said. Late at night, at the docks, Franca observed Lumion as he set up the altar and placed the gold upon. Rather than staying outside the walls of spirituality, she chose to remain by Lumion's side. Lumion proceeded to light the candles and said, "The fool? That doesn't belong to this era." Simultaneously, Franca chanted the fool's name as well to ensure her safety. Soon, amidst the fog and impending sense of doom, Lumion recited the last part of the incantation. "In the name of the great fool I summon the spirit that wanders the void, a combination of numerous shadows, Lumion Lee's contracted creature." Within the wavering candlelight, an ethereal door adorned with the enigmatic symbols materialized. Just as before, each scale seemed to bear a face, each belonging to a different creature. Those are indeed fish scales. Franca couldn't tear her gaze away. Lumion locked eyes with the armored shadow and spoke. "I will fulfill the contract and offer you 100,000 Vril d'Or worth of gold." To be honest, Lumion harbored some doubt about the gold's value. The ever-exchanging exchange rate between the Vril d'Or and gold left him uncertain if he should prepare the amount based on the exchange rate at a given time, or at the time of signing, or the current rate. So he had acquired an additional 1,000 Vril d'Or just as backup. As Lumion finished his words, the gold bars, jewelry, and items disintegrated, transforming into golden particles. Most of the particles landing upon the armored shadow. Gradually, almost a fifth of the armored shadow's pitch-black armor, resembling fish scales, transformed into gold. Franca's eyes widened. Could this be the reconstruction of the golden body? I have no idea what this means. In her memory, the golden body referred to the golden powder or gold foil applied to the surface of idol statues, denoting the special form of someone with godlike status or achievements. The shadow now resembled a weathered statue that had been rejuvenated with a coating of gold. When all the gold had on the altar had vanished, Lumion sensed the contract had been completed. "Where do you come from?" He asked on Franca's behalf. The armored shadow opened its mouth and spoke. However, Lumion couldn't understand at all. He only stood in confusion as the shadow returned to the door. Once the summoning concluded, Lumion turned to Franca, as they both seemed lost in thought. "Did you understand the shadow's response?" Franca nodded. "That language he used is very similar to the language of my home world." He said, "The blood son of heaven disrupted the netherworld, and the underworld Taoist sacrificed himself to enter the river." Huh? The fuck? Eh? 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 Despite Franca speaking in Tesian, it left Lumion perplexed. "Care to explain?" he said. "The Son of Heaven is roughly equivalent to an emperor. As for Taoist, I think it means a mighty beyonder. In essence, and the emperor, bearing the title Blood, the Blood Emperor, wrought havoc in hell, sowing chaos. The Taoist, known as the Underworld, a powerful beyonder, made the ultimate sacrifice, entering a certain river to seal away this emperor." Death? So someone sealed away the Blood Emperor in... I'm assuming the river is like the Sephira that I can't remember its name, but the Sephira, right? But then the Taoist known as the Underworld, I would assume that would be like someone of the death pathway, right? Just logically makes sense, the Underworld being like death. Oh, River of Eternal Darkness, yeah. Or something. Do you know what I mean? River of External Darkness? I don't think so, Chris. That doesn't sound right. Memories of the summer and women's spring came flooding back. In those recollections, the Blood Emperor's elusive aura burned with concealed flames, his battered armor soaked in blood, the waters receding within the fountain, only to surge forward. Tudor's apparition was tugged into the fountain's depths by an inexplicable force. But with Franca's explanation, Lumion's mind began to piece together a new interpretation of the Shadow's cryptic words. "I suspect the Blood Son of Heaven you mention is none other than the Blood Emperor. But how did the Blood Emperor's apparition find its way to my home, Franca?" Didn't immediately connect it to Alista Tudor. The special fish-scale armor and the spell of Harumph, which originated from myths and legend, made her suspect that the armored shadow came from back home. And now the language basically matched. "I'll have to start with the events at the Women's Spring," Lumion said, "where Madame Hella and I fetched the water." "You went with Hella?" Franca muttered. Lumion went on to recount the events of the Samurai and Women's Spring in detail. "I suspect that during the War of the Four Emperors, Alista Tudor did not fully perish. For some reason, he preserved a fragment of his soul. During the Godly War, a passage was opened between our world and your homeland, allowing a mysterious river from your world to infiltrate ours. Mr. Fool sealed it, creating the Women's Spring." Well, I guess back then it wouldn't be the Fool, though. It would be Celestial Worthy, right? Okay. But okay, that kind of also tracks. The powerful Beyonder of the domain of death in the underworld had no choice but to make the ultimate sacrifice. Wait, no, hold on. The river appears closely tied to the realm of the dead and the underworld. The Alista Tudor's apparition, trapped in a state of death, traverses between your world, the women's spring, and even the fourth epoch. The Blood Emperor possesses an innate desire for resurrection. We don't know when the spring appeared exactly. No, but the thing, right? During the godly war, a passage opened between our world and yours, creating the women's spring. So this was during the War of the Four Emperors. Obviously, Klein didn't exist back then, so that would make it celestial worthy. The powerful Beyonders of the domain of death in the underworld had no choice but to make the ultimate sacrifice, immersing themselves in the mysterious river to harness its power and seal away Alista Tudor. Your guess seems reasonable, Franca said. Back in my homeland, that elusive and mysterious river is known as the Yellow Springs, Franca said. I mean, I guess, Kami, but I don't know, I feel like they would have existed at some, because I just remember like the whole, I don't even know if I'm going to explain this well, but I remember you remember when Klein looked at Adam, or can't remember if it was Adam or the ancient sun god, but Klein saw him through Sephira Castle and he looked at me and he was like, mysteries. Like, so it seems like they're well aware of each other, so it seems like at some point Celestial Worthy to some degree has some ability to transcend time to an extent. I don't even know if what I'm saying makes any fucking sense. Let alone to myself, let alone trying to explain it to someone else, okay? So fucking ignore me. Before I transmigrated, the Yellow Springs in the Netherworld were nothing more than legends, unverifiable myths. There were no tales of the Blood Son of Heaven or the Underworld Taoist. Could it be that I was just an ordinary person who never had the opportunity to see such things? Lumin chuckled. Before I discovered Aurora was a warlock, concepts like superpowers, demons, and ghosts were non-existent. Now, there is a passageway connecting our world. Returning home is no longer an unattainable dream. Bro, I will say it. I'm gonna genuinely say it. If COI, because I think I read somewhere that Cuttlefish has basically given up on the third book, right? And he said like COI's ending is the ending of this world. If this genuinely somehow ends with and Klein was able to open the doorway back to his world and return to Earth, I'm gonna be really cringed out, okay? Like, I'm sorry, that's just a shitty ending. I'll say it. Madame Hella mentioned that the pale white spring water is deadly to anyone who touches it, Lumion said. That may be true for us for now, but with the power of godhood and ascending to sainthood, we may be able to handle it. There are the figures of an angel and a true god imprisoned in the spring, Lumion reminded. Aren't you a fucking buzzkill? Compared to before, when you didn't know anything. Now there's a glimmer of hope, somewhere to focus. One of the reasons Hella went to retrieve the women's spring water may have been to confirm if it's connected to the Yellow Springs. She's truly exceptional at finding leads. Were you the one asking where the armored shadow came from? Why did it mention Alista Tudor and the Taoist underworld? She asked. That wasn't an answer. Could there be some hidden secret? Lumion thought for a moment. It's a shadow born after death. Some of its abilities clearly belong to the death domain. It also has a strong urge to break free from its restraints and escape imprisonment. Given those factors, I believe it's like a ghost-like entity sealed by the Taoist underworld. Asking about the origins would inevitably lead it to uncover its current state of the Taoist underworld. That makes sense, Franca said. It's the end of the timeline, but he might do other books for prequels. Oh, fucking, okay. That would be really cool. Unless he continues to be this jack shit bum right in the COI style. Fuck this shit. Is that so? It seems like we might be able to continue trading gold with the shadow in the future, but fully restoring it to its original fate should be avoided. That entity is dangerous and holds deep malice. I wonder what it would do if it escaped its seal. At the very least, we need to become saints before considering this. Didn't you mention that achieving godhood and becoming a saint is an arduous endeavor? By the newfound confidence, Lumen snickered. Isn't it because I have a goal now? Can't I indulge in a little daydreaming? Franca said. She recalled not so long ago she had remarked that Lumen made the path to godhood and switching pathways sound too simple. It's good to have a goal and motivation. Yes, the Research Society's gathering is coming up next week. Should I oh, what the fuck? Should I inform the others of the Armored Shadow, the Blood Emperor, the Underground Taoist? In the past, I would have, but now I can't until I solve the issue with the April Fool's Day, Franca said. We can still inquire about the illusory river related to death and see if anyone knows anything. I'll do the asking, Lumen said. Franca was surprised but understood. Lumen had gone to the Women's Spring with Hela. It made more sense for her companion, who was posing as Muggle, to inquire about it. From Hela's perspective, Lumen and Hidden Blade were strangers who didn't know each other. So if Franca were to casually mention the River of Death, it would raise suspicion. On Monday, Franca arrived at the Red House Cafe again. This time, she had taken care to dress more in line with her usual attire. Her intention to create the illusion that she was a man who had transformed into a demoness, which had hoped would deter any sudden attacks from demonesses. But the red-orange-haired demoness did not appear throughout the morning. Franca found herself engaged in conversation with two female patrons who took the opportunity to strike up a chat. She couldn't help but notice Lumen appeared unusually calm and encouraged her to take her time. Franca understood the urgency of eliminating the core members of the Bliss Society, especially those close to Susanna Matisse. Failing to do so would mean Lumen would be forever overshadowed by the Rose School of Thought. Lumen had already reported to Madame Magician about the Bliss Society and the Rose School of Thought. Her response was, do not leave Trier for the time being, and there shouldn't be issues. Lumen ignited the letter and departed for Rue de Rossignol. As he approached the dance hall, he spotted a familiar figure. The man wore ancient warlock attire, Asta Truel. My cabbage, Lumen smiled. What brings you here? I've come to find the Baron to settle my debt. You've got the money? Yes, I've come to realize that some honorific names derived from the potions can be used for prayers. There's no danger involved, and it has been quite helpful, Asta said. Lumen was taken aback. He then tapped his chest. Asta mirrored the actions with an even warmer smile. Lumen didn't continue the talk, he simply waved his hand and walked past Asta. Quietly, he approached the white spherical statue constructed from skulls outside the dance hall. At 9 p.m., Lumen returned to his room at the motel, finally receiving a letter from the pure silver skull with pale white flames burning in its eye socket. The letter was from Hela. There will be a gathering in 1 hour. If you wish to participate, silently recite the following incantation within 5 minutes of 5 p.m. Alright, we did it! Yay, we did. What did we do? I think 7 or 8 chapters? Alright, that was a good stream. Just on time for the other unintelligibly bum stream. Is she streaming today? Oh, she is. Yeah, okay. Good shit. Alright, boys. Yeah, and she just went live. Good shit. Alright. Y'all have a good rest of your day or nights. I will not catch you tomorrow. I will catch you on Wednesday, okay? Bye, boys.